We now start learning about something relevant to inspection submission. Inspection submission of commodities in international trade, shorted as commodity inspection, refers to the inspection, identification, and management work conducted by inspection institutions on goods to be delivered or already delivered by the seller. The various regulations on commodity inspection all reflect a common principle that unless otherwise agreed upon by both the buyer and seller, the buyer has the right to inspect the purchased goods before acceptance. However, it deserves to note that the buyer's right to inspect the goods is not mandatory. It is not a prerequisite for the buyer to accept the goods. Additionally, if the inspection clause in the contract stipulates that the seller's inspection shall prevail, it then denies the buyer's right to inspect the goods. The process of commodity inspection generally includes 5 stages, namely, inspection declaration, document examination, inspection and quarantine treatment, and visa release. The regulations on the right to commodity inspection directly relate to the important issue of rights and obligations between the buyer and seller. Therefore, both parties should clearly and specifically clarify the issues related to commodity inspection in the sales contract. This is an inspection clause in a contract. The contents of inspection clauses in international sale contracts vary depending on the types and characteristics of commodities. However, among them are the inspection time and location, inspection bodies, and inspection certificate. First, let's look at the inspection and quarantine institutions in China. In April 2001, the General Administration of Quality Supervision Inspection and Quarantine of the People's Republic of China was established. The highest administrative law enforcement agency in charge of quality supervision and inspection and quarantine work in China at present. The responsibilities of the inspection and quarantine institutions in China can be summarized into 3 areas. Implement statutory inspection and quarantine for both imported and exported goods. Identify both imported and exported goods. Supervise and manage the quality and inspection work of imported and exported goods. So, what is statutory inspection and quarantine? According to relevant national laws and regulations, the China Entry-Exit Inspection and Quarantine Bureau (CIQ) shall conduct compulsory inspection and quarantine on major import and export commodities that are related to the national economy and the people's livelihood, on commodities that are prone to quality problems, and on that relate to safety and health, and on commodities designated by the state to be inspected by inspection authorities. The commodity inspection includes aspects such as quality, specification, quantity, weight, packaging, safety, and hygiene. Only after passing the inspection and issuing the certificate can the goods be exported or imported. The certificate of inspection for statutory inspection commodities in China is issued by CIQ and its local branches across the country. For goods that are not subject to statutory inspection, if there are no relevant provisions in the contract or letter of credit, the certificate can also be issued by the China Council for the Promotion of International Trade, CCPIT, China Import and Export Commodity Inspection Corporation, later China Certificate and Inspection Company Limited, shorted as CCIC, or the producing enterprises, conducts statutory inspection on commodities covering the following aspects. The first one is hygiene inspection for imported and exported food and quarantine for the import and export of animals and plants. The second is inspection of the carrying capacity of ships, containers, and other vehicles for carrying perishable food and frozen goods for export. The third aspect is inspection of packaging containers for the export of dangerous goods, including performance testing and usage identification. The fourth is that inspection and quarantine of imported and exported goods that require inspecting by commodity inspection authorities shall be carried out in accordance with relevant international treaties, laws, and administrative regulations. China's inspection and quarantine bodies, in accordance with the following 6 aspects, carry out supervision and management of imported and exported goods. First, conduct random inspections on imported and exported goods beyond the scope of statutory inspection. Second, implement quality supervision system for key production enterprises of imported and exported commodities. Third, use quality certification marks for certification work of the quality of imported and exported goods, and permission to use the quality certification mark for certified goods. Commodities of quality certification. Fourth, designate qualified foreign inspection institutions to undertake specific inspection and identification work and carry out supervision and snap checks on their work. Fifth, quality licensing system shall be implemented for key imported and exported commodities and related production enterprises. Sixth, stick trademarks and seals to imported and exported goods that have passed the inspection. Let's now move into the practical section. Now, let's take a look at the case study. Is the seller's viewpoint correct? Why? The seller's viewpoint is incorrect. The explanation of the inspection clause in the case study indicates that the inspection certificate issued by the Export Commodity Inspection Bureau is not the final basis for determining the quality and weight of the delivered goods. It is only the basis for negotiation. If the buyer finds that the quality of the goods does not match what have agreed in the contract after reinspection upon receipt of commodities, the buyer has the right to claim compensation from the seller. The seller shall bear the contractual responsibilities. Now, let's move into the improvement section. Why would exported goods be returned and the company be fined? Welcome everyone to leave comments for further discussion after class. Thank you for listening.